A new Sega 32X core has been released. All you have to do is run your update or update all script to obtain it. The 32X was an add-on for the Sega Genesis and Mega Drive that upgraded its graphics and sound capabilities. Unfortunately, it came too late in the life of the Genesis console and too close to the release of the Saturn and PlayStation. So it was stuck at a moment when gamers were ready to move on to the next generation, and buying a 32X meant that it would have been outdated soon. It did have some great arcade ports of Sega Super Scalar and Model 1 arcade games, so it's worth trying out those games because there are no cores for MiSTer for those arcade games. I created a video showing some games that display the capabilities of the 32X, so go check it out if you're interested. Also, the developer has given an update on his status. If you do not know, he lives in Ukraine and has been affected by what's been going on there. He is well, but his internet connection is slow and not reliable. He's currently working on the Saturn and other cores, but at a slower pace. I'm amazed he just released a brand new core. Please consider supporting him by subscribing to his Patreon. A link will be in the description. Here's an update to the in-development Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles core that I missed. Earlier this month, Vertec mentioned that most parts of the hardware has been implemented and connected with each other. Now bug hunting must be done. He has a public technical post on Patreon on how the core is currently behaving, so check it out if you're interested. Core developer Darren O is working on some arcade cores. His Terra Cresta core has reached beta status and is almost complete. Hardware readings for that core were done by Atrac17. He's also working on a Terraforce core, but it's not available yet for download. The current status on it is that he has tile layers working better. Another arcade core he's working on is the bootleg version of Kid no Hore Hore Daisakusen. I hope I pronounced that correctly. It's also not available for download yet. Atrac17 did the MRA work and also helped with testing. Consider supporting Darren O on his Ko-fi page and Atrac17 on his Patreon page. Atrac17 has posted some public Patreon updates, and there is a lot of information. Reverse engineering on the Gradius 2 arcade PCB has begun. This will help with the creation of a MiSTer core. Atrac17 purchased several Konami arcade PCBs for FPGA implementation by Jotego. These PCBs include X-Men, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Turtles in Time, Parodius Da, Golfing Greats, Detana Twinbee, Punk Shot, Bucky O'Hare, Vendetta, Super Contra, G.I. Joe, Gokujio Parodius, Sexy Parodius, Twinbee Yahoo, Ajax, Aliens, and more. These games won't necessarily be worked on immediately. There is still a lot of work with current projects that needs to be finished. Most won't be started until 2023. Atrac17 has also been working with Darren O and Black One on more Toaplan V1 arcade developments. Also, once work on the Nichibutsu core is done, Atrac17 and Darren will start work on SNK 68000 arcade games, specifically Ikari Warriors 3. There are other pre-MVS SNK games that are being planned, but will be announced at a later date. MiSTer integer mode lines are also going to be updated. Integer mode lines are custom video modes that help fix some issues you may have when upscaling an image to a high-resolution screen. Atrac17 is thinking of dedicating more time for arcade offsets once Nichibutsu development wraps up. Arcade offsets are MRAs with patches for arcade games that enable things like unlocked characters, modes, enhancements, trainers, cheats, or other features. And we're told to expect more developments on MiSTer FPGA. This is a fork of MiSTer with extra features geared toward game development and arcades. Please consider supporting Atrac17 on Patreon. PCBs are not cheap, and the work that's put in to reverse engineer the PCBs and core development is not easy. Your support will help fund further MiSTer FPGA developments. The PlayStation Core has had even more bug fixes which helped achieve the following. For the widescreen hack, there was a fix that would stop background glitches from randomly popping in and out, as you can see in this before and after scene. SoundScope is now working. This is a visualizer in the 7001 and later PlayStation BIOS. It is accessed by hitting select when a music track is playing in the CD player. You can now use your own audio CD images with VibRibbon. Just load the game and then mount an audio CD to have it play along with the game. Automatic disk switching is working for a couple of games, so you don't have to manually load a CD image when a game asks you to change disks. CD audio can be enabled when SPU channels are muted. This will give you voices in the game Firo and Claude. Core developer Jotego has intentionally added a bug to the Ghosts and Goblins core. Why would he do that? To make the core more accurate. Initially, while writing the Ghosts and Goblins core, he discovered a design flaw in an original PCB that caused a yellow flash effect in the game. Upon seeing the flash effect in a video of the game being played on an original PCB, he now believes that the design flaw was intentionally used by the developers to get that flash effect. He recommends everyone to play the game and witness this flash effect. The Speed Rumbler core had music running at a lower pitch. It's now fixed. The issue was a problem in the Yamaha 2203 timer implementation. This fix led to improving the Genesis core in the MiSTer project, because the Genesis shares the same timers. A Genesis demo got fixed because of this. Jotego reported the discovery to the MiSTer Genesis repository so they can update it. The Strider core had a bug fix that caused the game to show black pixels around some sprites, or the game would miss a couple of songs. The System 16 core has been updated with a corrected vertical refresh rate, and the Konami 8-bit cores have been modified to prevent wavy scanlines. Jason A has another quick update on his Next186 core. Pretty much everything is wired up and ready to get the core running. No new code has to be written, and all that needs to be done is bug fixes. So hopefully we can see something running soon. The Next186 is an FPGA core for older PC hardware based on the 8086, 186, and 286 PC. It's also possible to get some 386 software running too. Consider supporting Jason A on his Ko-fi page. April's live MiSTer Stage event is now available to listen to on demand through podcast apps and on YouTube. This month's stage event features core developers Worker Waka and Birdie Bro. The MiSTer Stage events are audio interviews with members of the MiSTer FPGA community. They are done on the MiSTer FPGA Discord and are hosted by Artemio, the creator of the 240p test suite. So that's it for this episode. I provided links to all my sources in the description. Make sure you also check out RetroRGB.com to see my MiSTer News videos in blog form and to get more retro-related content. And if possible, support them on Patreon too. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like. And if you want to see more content like this, hit the subscribe button and its bell icon so you can get notified of future videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you next time.